Okay, hello guys, welcome back to the n8n tutorials. In the previous video, we saw that our step was not getting executed in this particular node. And when we're trying to execute the step, it was just stuck upon one single statement of waiting for execution. But right now, what I did differently was I removed the authentication, the predefined authentication of the header, and rather set up a manual header parameter. This way, I could execute the step this time. And I don't know why this was happening, but just these random lame actions might get you towards what you want. So yeah, this generates an ID and a verification of our success being true. What's important here is this ID, as we're gonna require this in the further steps. So once we execute the HTTP request, go to your documents. So yeah, once you're on documents in the extract feature of your documents, I mean the extract section, you just need to go down towards the job status and completion, as we're gonna have to pull that ID and verify whether the job is done or not. So we're gonna copy this command and join another HTTP request like this, and we're just gonna import the curl command, and although we can use the generic credential key, for now let's just stick to copying the API key every single time. Yep, now I think we are cool, and let's see if it gets executed. But before that, the resource you're requesting could not be found because we have to replace the job ID with the ID that we're getting from the previous node, and it's this one. So just drag and drop the ID so that it's in a variable format, and yep, now we're good to go. Okay, so now you can see we have gotten our codes and authors back from the Firecrawl command. I mean from the Firecrawl website, which used codescrap.com to get the data back, the content back. And this is pretty much easy until and unless you encounter an error that says that it's still processing and the data inside it is empty. This data field is empty. So in this case, we got our content back in time, but in many cases, it's not gonna get you back on time 100% of the time. So what you can do is you can add an if node, and in this node we shall is empty. So we set this as JSON.data, whether it's empty or not, and it's showing an error because JSON.data is effectively an object. So whether the object is empty or not. So let's see. So we're checking whether it's empty or not. So since it's not empty, it's not gonna say anything in the true branch, but it's gonna display the whole thing in the false branch because it's false, right? But in case this was true, in case this was true, we're gonna have to apply a wait node so that it waits a certain amount of time before execution. And let's make it wait for just 5 seconds and then test it. And we can just drag and attach it to the HTTP request so that whenever there is no data in the JSON, it will go back and reiterate the process, the whole, so that we make sure that our data is there and it's getting transmitted. So yes, here we have a complete setup and a complete cyclic automation workflow, which takes data from a particular website and gives it back to you with the help of Firecrawl API. And now you would realize how powerful the Firecrawl API is, especially when you're dealing with LLM and stuff. Okay, that was it for this video. And there's one more case where you will encounter some errors, which we're gonna look into in the next video. Till then, take care and happy learning.